Okay, so today I'm making a video only for Bryn, I think. Maybe Frosty, I'm not sure, because it seems like the rest of you really aren't checking anything out here. So, anyway, so Bryn, what we're going to do today is we're going to solve quadratic equations with the quadratic formula and decimals. So you'll notice, Bryn, that all of the answers to the problems that you did for your homework assignment last time, which looked really good, by the way. Good job, Bryn. All of them had nice fractional answers, nice, easy to work with, or even whole numbers. Here, all of our answers are going to come out to be decimals. No nice, clean numbers at all. So here's the formula we remember from negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. And remember that a is the number in front of x squared, b is the number in front of x, and c is the number all by itself. And always we set things equal to 0. Okay. So we're not really going to do anything different. We're going to do everything the exact same way as we did earlier. Just at the end, instead of having a nice whole number, we're going to end up with some decimals. So we're going to plug in our numbers here. And just as a refresher here, A is 1, B is 6, and C is 2. So we're going to have negative 6 plus or minus, right? Because that's negative B, right? Negative B. B is 6, so it's negative 6 plus or minus B squared. B squared. So that's 6 squared, which is 36, minus 4 times A times C, which is 2. All of that is over 2 times A, which is 2 times 1, which is just 2. So that leaves us with negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 4 times 1 times 2. 4 times 1 is 4, times 2 is 8. 36, subtract 8 is 28. And all of that is over 2. Now, unlike our previous examples, 28 does not have a nice perfect square, so we will take the square root of 28 using our calculator. In this case, I'm going to be using my calculator. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm going to do, where's my square root button here? Square root button right there. So I'm going to do second square root of 28. And hit enter, and we get 5.29. So we're going to work with 5.29. So we're going to do negative 6 plus or minus 5.29 over 2. And as we did before, that's going to lead us to two answers. So we're going to have negative 6 plus 5.29 divided by 2, and negative 6 minus 5.29 divided by 2. So let's do the first part first. And so we're going to get negative 6. Actually, that's kind of hard to do here. So we're going to do negative 6 plus 5.29. And if it seems like I'm doing this really slowly, it's because I'm actually looking through the screen of my iPad. And so things are a little weird. So we got negative 0.71, and then we're going to divide. We're going to divide by 2. Again, if it looks like I'm searching around trying to find the buttons on my calculator, it's because, again, it's almost like operating in a mirror. So we got negative 0.355, so we'll call that negative 0.36. So that's our first answer, negative 0.36. And then we have negative 6 minus 5.29 divided by 2. So we got negative 6 minus, what was that again? 5.29. 5.29 equals, divided by 2 equals, and where's the answer right there? 5.645, and so we'll go with negative 5.65. So negative 5.65. So there are your two decimal answers. So again, the procedure is exactly the same, except at the end, we take the square root using a calculator. So let's do one more, and then we'll have you try one on your own. So again, A is 1, B is 5, C is negative 1, so we'll just whip these right into the formula. Negative 5 plus or minus B squared, which is 25, minus 4. Bryn, are you catching all this? I hope so. I hope there are some others watching as well, but I'm pretty sure Bryn's watching. All right, so I threw in a negative number here just to make sure we'd have to struggle with that just a little bit. So we got 4 times 1, of course, is 4, times negative 1 is negative 4, and 25, well, sorry, yeah, so 25 minus negative 4 is the same as 25 plus 4, or 29. So we got negative 5 plus or minus root of 29. All of that is over 2. And the square root of 29 is going to be 5 point something. I'll do that over here on my calculator, not showing you because it'll take less time that way. Square root of 29 is 5.39. 5.39. All of that's going to be over 2. And so we'll get our two answers here. Negative 5 plus 5.39, of course, is just 0.39. Divide that by 2. So 0.39 divided by 2 is 0.195. We'll call that 0.2. And then we have negative 5 minus 5.39 is negative 10.39. Negative 10.39. Divide that by 2, and we get negative 5.2. Negative 5.2. There you go. And again, the process is all the same, but your calculator does the work to get the square root, and then your calculator does the work to get the two answers, right? Negative 5 plus that divided by 2, and negative 5 minus that divided by 2. Okay, so you're going to do this one by yourself, and then we got one more to do after that. So please take a moment right now, stop the video, Bryn and Frosty baby. Stop the video, pause it, do the problem, and then we'll be right back with you and we'll have an answer. So do the problem right now. All right, so I assume you had plenty of time or all the time you needed to run this right through the formula. So we'll do this together very quickly. So negative 2 plus or minus the square root of, and again, you have all of these steps yourself. 4 times 1 times negative 4. All of that's over 2. And 4 times 1 is 4, times negative 4 is negative 16. 4 minus negative 16 is the same as 4 plus 16, or 20. Negative 2 plus or minus the square root of 20 over 2. And we know that the square root of 20 is 4 point something. So we'll take the square root of 20 over here. And we have 4.47. 4.47. And then we just do our two little calculations here. Negative 2 plus 4.47 is 2.47 divided by 2. So 2.47 divided by 2 equals 1.24. So we got 1.24. And then we got negative 2 minus 4.47 is going to be negative 6.47 divided by 2. So negative 6.47 divided by 2 is 3.24. So 3.24. And hopefully you got those two answers. And if you didn't, you were able to figure out what it is you did differently than what I did. Okay, last problem. You'll notice this one has a number that's other than 1 in front of the x squared, and also it's not set equal to 0. So I want to make sure that we practice making sure that this is set equal to 0, and I want to make sure we do one that has something other than a 1 right there. So let's rearrange this by subtracting the 1 from both sides. So we get 2x squared plus 5x minus 1 equals 0. Right, Bryn? Remember, subtract 1 from both sides. And of course, these aren't like terms, so we can't really do anything about those, so we just leave them separate. And then we have a is 2, b is 5, c is negative 1. And we just rip those right into the formula. So we got negative 5 plus or minus the square root of b squared, which of course is 25, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 1. All of that is going to be over 2 times a. In this case, a is 2, so we got 2 times 2. So now we have negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 4 times 2, of course, is 8, times negative 1 is negative 8. 25 minus negative 8 is like 25 plus 8, also known as 33. all of that is over 4. 2 times 2 is 4. And then we do our work right here. And so we have, oh, I got room down here. Negative 5 plus or minus square root of 33 is going to be 5 point something. So we got square root of 33 is 5.74. 5.74. I'll divide that by 4. We don't need that because we have plenty of room. And then we have negative 5 plus 5.74 is going to be 0.74 divided by 4. So 0.74 divided by 4 is 0.185. We'll call that 0.19. And then we have negative 5 minus 5.74, also known as negative 10.74, divided by 4. So negative 10.74 divided by 4 equals 2.69. 2.69. And there are the two answers right there. So there you go. Hopefully that lesson went well. And hopefully some more of you do it other than Bryn and Frosty. So shout out to Bryn and Frosty for doing your work. Thank you. I really appreciate that. You will too at the end of the semester. And please try to motivate our friends in the class. So I will see you guys in 2 days. Thanks. Bye.